got to start off with Tyson. Welcome to Leeds, my friend. You look sharp as ever. I've got to be honest, one or two of the ladies are a little disappointed they thought to come to see fucking Tommy Fury.
Oh well, you're all watching on TV every night.
They're loving your brother on that show at the moment, my friend. They really, really are.
People always keen to say, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that. But I suppose if I would have listened to all the people, all the naysayers, all the people who said it can't be done, then I wouldn't be here today, would I? So I think that anyone can achieve anything you want to do, as long as you can work hard and sacrifice and dedicate that to it. And don't get me wrong, I'm nearly 31 in August, a couple of months, so I've been boxing my whole life, so I put 30 years into the game, or 20 years. So it takes a lot of dedication and sacrifice. But if you really, really persevere or something, then I believe you get there in the end, providing you have the talent or you have the dedication. I think the dedication to any commitment is the most important thing, because even if you're the most talented person in the world at your job, you've got no dedication, then you're not going to make it. Simple as. You've got to be a full package. It's not just being super talented but no dedication, or all the dedication in the world but no talent. It's got to be a full package.
Fantastic, fantastic. Yeah, good day. You've done the answer right. What do you say if your boy came up to you one day, Tyson, and said he wants to become a boxer? Or has he already said that?
Well, I know he doesn't want to be a boxer. He wants to be a Crystal Maze champion. So I'm happy about that. My career, there's always been so many journalists, so many different people saying that, oh, he's shit, he's fat, he's useless, he can't fight. So I had a massive point to prove. And every opportunity I get, I'd be outspoken and cocky, really. But when you achieve all that, then I can be myself. So what you see today, I'm obviously nearly 31 years old and more mature, and I've had a lot more experience around the game, and I've achieved everything I wanted to achieve in the sport, so I can be myself now. In this second career, I won everything I wanted to in the first career, became world champion, beat Vladimir Klitschko. And then I came back in 2018, middle of 2018, and from then on, I call it my second career, because now I fight for me and I fight for people who are suffering around the world, and I fight for different reasons now than I did the first time, so I'm a lot more calm, I can be myself now. I call it the man behind the mask, because all the time I had a mask on, and I had to, in sports, especially boxing, you have to play a character to be noticed. If I was just some quiet guy in the corner who didn't say anything and just got on with his life, then I probably wouldn't have been heavyweight champion of the world today. I wouldn't have divided people's opinions. People wouldn't have wanted me to lose or win or whatever, and I wouldn't have got the opportunities that I did get. But now, it's all changed, because I can be myself, and people can finally get to see the real Tyson Fury. And that's why I go on these tours all over the country and all over the world, spreading word on mental health and just being myself and meeting fans. No matter how good of a person or bad of a person you are, you can't please everybody in the world. So I used to care about everyone's opinion before, like, oh, this person said that on Twitter, or that woman was on Facebook saying this. It got to me. I'm not going to lie, it got to me. But now it's like, everyone's got their own opinion on everybody and everything, so it doesn't really matter. Just be yourself, and I make myself happy, my family, my wife. The most important person I have to make happy every day is the missus. Because if you want a happy life, you're going to have a happy wife. That's for sure. The youngsters had nobody to speak to on it, and I didn't feel I could speak to my family because they didn't understand it. And all along they were saying I was an attention seeker or whatever. So I was just bottling it up. And I believe it's the worst thing that you can do with mental health. But at that time, no matter how bad it got before the Klitschko fight, I always had a goal to keep me level-headed, to keep me grounded. And that goal was to become heavyweight champion of the world. So when I finally achieved it, I could speak to, I didn't know where to go for help. And I was suffering like that for many, many years. But the worst I ever had it was after this Klitschko fight. Yeah.
Let's bring somebody on. I want everybody to hear this story, it's very important.
I couldn't really see a way out.
Take your time.
Yeah, but after speaking, you know, I met up with him and we spoke for a good hour. And at this point, nobody was really interested in me anymore. And someone like this to take an hour out of their own time.
Only a few months look at the difference in a man after a few months of getting the right help. And it just shows you it's never over until it's over. So fair play, buddy, and I'm very, very happy for you. And I thought to myself, well, it can't get any worse, because it doesn't come much worse than this. Everything's gone, everything I ever worked for was now gone. All the World Championship belts gone. Boxing career finished. I've been out the ring nearly 3 years. The last thing I was interested in is boxing and coming back and doing anything to do with it. But what I did know is, through training, I could become happy again. I knew if I was happy, then I could get my life back on track. At this point, the only place I thought I'd end up was in a padded room. I was absolutely terrified of it. I was frightened to death. I was having anxiety attacks, one after the other. And I started back training, and it got better day by day. I started training once, twice a day, not a lot, whatever I could manage at the time. And it started to get better and better, and with the right help, I had good support, family support, and I had good doctor support helping me. I was going to see different people, and it got better and better and better and better, up until the point where I thought, you know what, I want to have a boxing match again. And I phoned Frank Warren. His initial thing was, yeah, really? 3 years out the ring, you want to come back? Ballooning up after all that weight and doing all the stupid things I did. And I said, yeah, I want to come back, I want to try it again. So he said, okay, we'll get you a fight. Got me a fight, got a taste for it back, had another fight. And then after a couple of months, I started back on the 15th of June, 2018. And within 5 months, I was already in the ring with Deontay Wilder, a match fit, current world heavyweight champion, who had 40 knockouts in a row. Initially, when my dad heard what I'd signed, he went absolutely ballistic and said, you're going to get knocked out, you're going to get maybe killed, put in a wheelchair. Life has got to be more important to you than boxing. But you know what, I thought, I'm a professional boxer, I get paid to do this job, and I'm not here just to say, oh, I'm a pro. I'm either the best or I'm not. And I thought to myself, if Deontay Wilder's going to beat me, we'll get on and do it then. And that was the attitude I went into the fight with. I always believed I could beat the fella, even though he was very match fit at the time, and he'd have 7 or 8 wins by the time I'd been out for 3 years. I went in there and done what I'd done and lost the fight, really. But you know, we can't help what happens in decisions and stuff. And you know, it won't be the first time that someone's not got a decision, and I'm sure it won't be the last. How many times you get put down and how many times you get kicked in the nuts, I must keep a positive attitude and keep moving forward. And I knew that there was a lot of people around the world watching for what I was going to do next. But it's all right being an ambassador and standing up and saying, I went from this to this. But how can I just go from that back to that again? And all that good work would have been lost. So I kept focused, I kept in the gym, I kept training, I kept motivated. I've done quite a lot of these talks, and through these talks I've helped a lot of people around the world, and I get a lot of support messages from people and saying, you've helped this person, you've helped that person, and it gives me more pleasure than actual winning fights now. Like I said, the first career I had was about becoming a world champion and winning belts and all that sort of stuff. Now it's like I'm enjoying my career for the first time, and I'm enjoying these talks. And you know, people in this room flew in from Korea, other ones flew in from Texas. I'm absolutely over the moon now. People will come to these shows and listen to the story, and I hope there's people in here who take something from this if they're suffering and don't get help and get well again. Just like this young lad here before. He spoke to me and heard the story, and his life's changed. So I'm absolutely over the moon that I can give back and help people and help people for the good rather than punching the face in all the time in boxing. So I'm really happy to be here. But the thing with this tour was, I signed up for this tour way before I knew when I was going to be boxing. So I got back last Wednesday, and by Thursday morning I had to fly to Prague. So I'd already signed that tickets had been sold, so I didn't want to let anybody down. But I've been away 10 weeks in training camp. I get back for one day and I've had to go on tour again. So not ideal really, and you know I'm absolutely dead when I get home with the missus, but I've got a duty to do, and you know, since I've been back, well again, and I've been spreading word on mental health, I became an ambassador for the Frank Bruno Foundation. Frank's been through his own troubles, as well documented, and I was quite honoured when he phoned me and said, would you be an ambassador for my mental health charity? So I'm doing that. I'm doing quite a lot of bit of work as well. So And I know that after boxing, I have something to hold on to, something to motivate me and give me a goal, and it'll be helping others as well, you know, so we both can get help and keep going, keep moving forward in a positive way.
Fantastic. Yeah, I suppose people know I work with Frank up and down the country. We do mental health days and things together, and he's absolutely over the moon the fact you've become the patron of the Frank Bruno Foundation, which is great. But you had help along the way from fellow professionals as well. Ricky got you fit. Ricky here happened to help get you fit. Billy Joe Saunders, Ben Davison, of course, your trainer, and of course Billy then had his troubles, and you reciprocated by helping him through his sticky patch as well. If someone had gone to a Hollywood director and said, right, I've got this story, I want you to make a film with this story.
Get better and get the weight off. The weight wasn't really an issue, although I was 28 stone, I'd always put weight on. I've been up to 25 to 26 stone before, and I'd always got it off. So the biggest problem I had at that time was the mental health side of things, and for a long period of time I didn't think I was going to get well again. I thought I'd lost my mind, I thought I was insane. I didn't think there was any way back from it, but it just shows you with the right mental attitude and the right work ethic, you can achieve anything you want.
Just getting that drive back though, it was incredible to get that feeling back when you were so low and you just didn't want to put a pair of gloves on. So next minute, boom, five months later, you're in a ring with this devastating puncher like Deontay Wilder. And I think, ladies and gentlemen, we all saw the fight against Deontay Wilder. Tyson won the fight, we all know.
And I know I keep banging on about it, but it's something I hold quite dearly to my heart, this mental health stuff, and I'm trying to help other people. And through the experiences, I believe that it will help other people, and it's never over until it's over. And so many times I wanted to give up along the way, and like many other people, I'm just a normal person with the same blood and bone as everybody else. Anything is possible. Never give up. And mental health is one of the biggest killers of people under 35 in the world. So to spread the word on it all the time, love it. Can't get enough of it. And when people come over to me and say, oh, thank you very much for what you do, and it's that means more to me than winning fights, because it's given me another purpose. Before I was just a stupid boxer, doing all the key fights, punch people in the face for a living, and that was it. But now I have a bigger purpose, and I'm absolutely over the moon that I've been put in that position to do it.
No, there's no problems.
I had a 5-fight contract. I've just done one of them. I'll do another one in October. I'll fight Wilder in February, and then I'm sure they're going to want a trilogy, because when I beat him again, they're going to want a rematch. So there'll be another Wilder fight, and then I'll have another one fight after that to finish that contract. I'm not sure who it's going to be or where it's going to be, but I'll have that fight and then we'll recalculate from there. Flying high, the next minute we're shot down, we're up and down. So you can never take anything for granted, and I think we're all guilty of taking stuff for granted in our lives, and I think I've learned a lot of lessons for taking stuff for granted, and the things that we have that we take for granted, when we don't have them anymore, we realise what we have. And we're always wanting and wanting and wanting and never appreciating what we have. But when we lose those precious things, it's simple, isn't it? Like, you never know what you've got until it's gone. And when it's gone, it's gone. And then you realise, oh, that was good then, I want it back. So you've got to enjoy what you've got and do the best you can. Enjoy your life, really, isn't it?
You know what, this is fantastic, because to see you in this state of mind, Tyson, is incredible. As you know, I worked with you before the Klitschko and things like that as well. Seeing you like this, mate, is absolutely fantastic. I can't speak highly enough of the man you've become and the man you are.
Is it hot in here, or is it just me?
Oh, it's hot. It is hot.
I am sweating.
Stand yourself up!
Music used to make me smile.
Sing along if you know the words.
Remember if I cried when I heard about this window ride. Bye bye, Miss American Pie. Rode a Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. Them good old boys was drinking whiskey and rye, singing this. Them good old boys was drinking whiskey and rye, singing this will be the day that I die. This will be